He's like, no way, that is totally inappropriate. It was right after we'd gotten in trouble for something. He's like, joking right now is not gonna happen. And I'm like, all right, you might be right. So I went down, I told a couple guys downstairs, and they're like, that's pretty funny. I'm like, well, you know, we'll try and use it at some point. And so then I went to take a nap, and I couldn't sleep, and like I started thinking that sentence, and I started thinking of like other funny things. And like 2 seconds later, I'm like staring at the wall. I know I'm not gonna be able to sleep. I'm like, well, let's write a story. I'm kind of a dork.
Yeah.
So then like I wrote it, it was a paragraph, and then I started to add more things. So I think there's one maybe joke that's sort of inside everything else. I think everybody will get. Brady's an excellent orator in the Barack Obama style, so he's gonna deliver it for us if he's ready, and hopefully we can have some fun with it.
You were Brady.
Thanks. And it's not meant to offend anybody, so I don't think it will.
Except for me, because I read it because I talk funny.
That's kind of true.
I'm really going to struggle to get through this. Need help spelling.
You guys start laughing because how I talk, you're gonna miss the story. It's pretty good. Once upon a time, Captain Thompson rode a llama to Motown and got a BJ while listening to Johann Sebastian Bach. Together they went north to the Sioux and found 28 donkeys who had skated mountains from Lunch Ladyland. They built camp at Fort Chuck Norris, dug graves with pink shovels, and ran up hills until they became zebras. Their reward was an ugly green sport coat. Getting into it. There were many obstacles along the way, such as a time run where young Desiree lapped the field and an overachieving cornhusker was burned by poor accounting. The campers set out to follow nutritional guidelines, but first they had to finish the French toast from the 2008 camp. The weather was pleasant, but dry air allowed... The weather was pleasant, but dry air allowed for...
I sound it out.
This is the worst part. Okay. Where was I at? The weather was pleasant, but dry air allowed for sporadic... I see it and I'm like, oh shit. The weather was pleasant, but dry air allowed for sporadic fires that were fought 2 at a time with accurately thrown water rockets. The campers were nearly... How do you think of this shit? The campers were nearly wiped out by Mad Hatter's disease and a mysterious alarm clock virus. But Rocket Man gathered the troops and cracked his whip, more like a white belt, to get them back on track. When morale was at its lowest, Spicoli returned from a crusade to Vatican City, Rome, and Italy, with comic relief and several forms of versatile saline solution. Saline solution? Yeah, okay. Wisdom was imparted each day with new quotes. Sorry about this, I gotta start over. Wisdom was imparted in class with new quotes each day, but the skaters were always aware of one simple on-ice directive. Everybody on the line.